Hello and a very warm welcome to Science Monitor, your weekly update on what's happening in the field of science, technology, research and innovation in and around the country. I'm Aishwarya Kapoor with you. From the inauguration of the new state-of-the-art building for the Department of Science and Technology to an Internet of Things-enabled technology for long-term onion storage, we have plenty in store for you. So let us begin with the headlines. Department of Science and Technology gets a new state-of-the-art building at Technology Bhavan, New Delhi. Designed according to green building standards, the building will further facilitate the effective functioning of the department. Extensive EV adoption in India will not only give fillip to quality air by 2040, but also prevent thousands of premature deaths. Combining emission control and decarbonization strategies will maximize the benefits of EVs. Internet of Things enabled control onion storage structure developed by ICAR-DOGR Pune. The technology has the potential to stabilize onion prices all round the year. And MedTech Rapid Prototyping Microfab Facility established under the National Biopharma Mission will address the commercialization gaps faced by the developers of microfluidics technologies and medical devices. And now the news in detail. The Department of Science and Technology, Government of India has got a new state-of-the-art building at Technology Bhavan in New Delhi to function more effectively. This new building, designed according to the Green Building Standards, was inaugurated by the Union Minister of Science and Technology and Earth Sciences, Dr. Jitendra Singh, on the 14th of October. Let us see the report to get more details on this development.
Institutions across the country are celebrating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav to commemorate the 75th year of India's independence. On this occasion, the Department of Science and Technology, Government of India has given itself and the country a facelift. DST now has its own state-of-the-art building complex. On the auspicious occasion of Mahanavami on the 14th of October, Union Minister of Science and Technology and Earth Sciences, Dr. Jitendra Singh inaugurated the new building at Technology Bhavan Complex in New Delhi. Dr. Renu Swaroop, Secretary, DST and DBT, Professor Ashutosh Sharma, former Secretary DST, Dr. Shekhar C. Mande, Director General of CSIR, Dr. Akhilesh Gupta, Senior Advisor in DST, and Dr. Anju Bhalla, Joint Secretary in DST, remained present on the occasion along with many other officials of DST and DSIR. Congratulating the Department of Science and Technology for the new building, the Union Minister said that the departments have been short of their own buildings and this initiative will strengthen the self-reliance of DST while bringing better output and saving money.
When we started off, we had the human capacity, we had the human resource in the form of some of the world's eminent scientists, whether it was in the field of atomic energy or in the area of space or even in science and technology. But we didn't have the facilities that were required. Today we have some of the facilities which are not only world-class or state-of-art, which are actually exclusive to this place. So this, I think, also symbolizes that journey which has happened and which has found a new milestone in the 75th year of India's independence.
Over the years, the Department of Science and Technology has worked very hard to promote and implement scientific endeavors across every field for the all-round development of the country. This new building of DST reflects the same commitment. The state-of-the-art building is designed as per green building standards. The new building has solar power to meet its lighting needs, a building management system (BMS), recycled water use system for horticulture and other purposes, state-of-the-art auditorium with a capacity of 500 people, basement parking space for 400 vehicles, and an LED lighting system to reduce power consumption. The new buildings accommodate DST, DSIR and also 5 autonomous institutes under DST located in Delhi. These include the Science Engineering Research Board, the Technology Information Forecasting and Assessment Council, the Technology Development Board, Vigyan Prasar, the Indian National Academy of Engineering. This will also ensure harmony among these various departments.
According to a recent study by Indian researchers, widespread adoption of electric vehicles will bring quality air and health benefits in India by 2040. The study conducted by IIT Kanpur and the International Council on Clean Transportation has found that the adoption of electric vehicles will prevent thousands of pollution-related premature deaths. Here is an in-depth report on the study.
The extensive use of fossil fuels, right from electricity generation to the transportation sector, causes a huge amount of carbon emissions. These emissions pollute the air and badly affect life on Earth. Premature mortality is a direct result of this, and it has also increased the pressure on our health services. Therefore, there is an increased emphasis on reducing these emissions by adopting different measures. These include promoting the use of electric vehicles along with controlling the emissions from power plants as well as decarbonization policies. As part of the efforts in this direction, the Indian Institute of Technology Kanpur and the International Council on Clean Transportation, an independent non-profit organization with a mission to improve the environmental performance and energy efficiency of transport, have conducted a study on the impact of these policies. The study has found that widespread adoption of electric vehicles with robust power plant emission controls and power sector decarbonization policies will yield net air quality and health benefits in every state in India in 2040.
The major idea of the study was to see if we promote the electric vehicles, what would it mean in terms of the improvement in air quality. But we should also remember that once we are going electric in a big way, we would also require the charging infrastructure and the energy to charge the vehicles actually. And that energy, we have looked at where would this energy come from, which sectors it would come from. So we have looked at the power plants would be there, the coal-based power plant and the solar energy. So we have seen that what kind of energy mix would be available and what it means in terms of the air pollution that would be caused at other places in the country where the power plants exist. So that we have looked what would happen in 2030 and 2040.
The study took the national and gridded emissions output data from various vehicle and power sector scenarios to generate national and state-level air quality values. It particularly focused on PM 2.5 concentrations. It studied emissions output data from various vehicles, power sector undertakings, and the power grid. Using the WRF-CAM model, researchers then estimated vehicle and power sector emissions, air quality, premature mortality, and avoided health damages in India under an ambitious EV sales scenario between 2020 and 2040. They also studied these scenarios with and without robust power sector emission control and decarbonization strategies. The study found that even with no new policies to decarbonize the power sector or tighten power plant emission controls, an increase in the sales of electric vehicles will result in widespread health benefits in 2040. However, the benefits can be maximized by combining two factors: widespread adoption of electric vehicles and power plant emission reduction and decarbonization policy in the power sector. The study model suggests that 70,380 people could be saved from premature deaths in this way alone in 2040.
The idea that the study tells that going electric vehicles in big way solves many problems, not only the problem at the air quality at the urban areas, whereas when we go for the solar energy, and also when we do sort of decarbonization, that's the solar energy, and also if we sort of, whenever there's a coal-based power plant, new or old, when we have the extensive pollution control, limits stated on these or applied on these power plants, we'll get the double benefits.
The study is a starting point for policymakers in several countries, including India, who are looking to promote vehicle electrification on a large scale. Strictly implementing strategies in both the power plant and electric vehicle sectors can make human life safer over the next 2 decades.
Pune-based ICAR, Directorate of Onion and Garlic Research, has developed an innovative technique for onion storage. The technique allows the long-term storage of onions using the control onion storage structure based on the Internet of Things. This development will not only benefit onion growers in the country, but also help in controlling the prices of onions, as stocks of the vegetable can be maintained without them rotting. Here is a report.
Onions are an important component of Indian cooking. While it has a lot of medicinal properties as well, it is a key ingredient in most Indian kitchens. This is probably the reason that the demand for onions remains constant throughout the year. In terms of production, India is the second largest onion producing country in the world. However, we still see huge fluctuations in the prices of this vegetable, as storage capacities are not only inadequate but also less effective. Onion is mainly cultivated in 3 seasons, that is, during Kharif, late Kharif and Rabi. The crop being harvested during the Rabi accounts for 60 to 70% of onion production. And due to higher supply, it becomes crucial to store the onions while the market price of onions also goes down. However, storing onions is a problem in our country, with 30 to 70% of the onions in storage getting spoiled. This leads to severe shortage of onions by November-December, resulting in the steep increase in its price, and this happens almost every year. The Directorate of Onion and Garlic Research of the Indian Council of Agricultural Research, Pune, has finally found a solution to this yearly problem. Scientists at the institute, in collaboration with Kala Biotech, a cold storage company, have designed a control onion storage structure in which onions can be stored for more than 6 months with minimal damage.
The prices fluctuates very widely. Sometimes it goes up to 100 kg and sometimes it even beyond 100 kg. And the main reason for that is we are not able to store the onion, which is cultivated in Rabi season and harvested in May, up to November and December. So for that purpose, we have developed a controlled onion storage structure by which we can successfully store these onions up to November with minimum damage, that is less than 10% damage we can store up to November, and this will help in stabilizing the onion prices in the market.
Scientists have been working for the last 4 years to create a steel house, a state-of-the-art unit to store onions so that the onions do not get affected by changing weather conditions. A safe environment for onions has been created inside this controlled storage structure that takes care of the 3 important factors, that is, temperature, humidity, and fresh air. The external and internal environment systems are controlled automatically by the Internet of Things or IoT-based technology. During testing, it was observed that the loss of onions in this structure came down to 10 to 15% from 30 to 70%.
For maintaining 27 plus minus 2 degrees Celsius temperature, then 60 to 65% humidity and proper aeration is necessary for storing onion. So this three parameters we are controlling, and we have reduced the losses below 10%. So farmers can store up to the 4 to 6 months their onion with the losses below 10%. So that can be a commendable technology for the onion growers in onion growing belt, and this technology can be workable in Pan India where the adverse climatic conditions are there.
ICAR-DOGR is continuously conducting research on important crops like onion and garlic. The research varies from developing the best varieties for production to efficient cultivation techniques. As far as onion storage is concerned, the institute has also researched methods that help in preserving the crops after harvesting.
Field curing and shade curing. This is the most important part of the storage. In case of field curing, when there is around 70% neck fall, then the crop should be harvested along with the foliage, and it should be kept in the field by covering the bulbs with the foliages in such a way that sunlight should not directly affect the bulb. And this should be kept in the field for around 3 to 4 days. Then you have to keep in around shade for around 10 to 15 days where the field heat is removed and one layer of skin is developed. After that, these bulbs should be stored in recommended storage structure.
The state-of-the-art control onion storage structure can be used across the country. This will not only provide state-of-the-art facilities for onion storage, but also reduce the loss incurred by the farmers. The longevity of storage will also make it easier to control the prices of onions, thereby directly benefiting the consumers.
The Center for Cellular and Molecular Platforms, an initiative of the Department of Biotechnology, Government of India, has now established a new national facility to provide design and prototyping support to medtech startups with the help of Biotechnology Industry Research Assistance Council or BIRAC. The facility was recently launched by Dr. Renu Swarup, Secretary, Department of Science and Technology and Department of Biotechnology, Government of India. This first of its kind facility will help in accelerated commercialization of innovative point-of-care healthcare devices. More details in this report.
The need for innovative technology and equipment in the medical sector is constantly increasing. The COVID pandemic has further exposed the need for acceleration in the development of new technologies. Keeping this in view, the Bangalore-based Center for Cellular and Molecular Platforms, in collaboration with the Biotechnology Industry Research Assistance Council or BIRAC, has set up a national facility for medtech startups under the National Biopharma Mission. The NBM MedTech Rapid Prototyping Microfab facility was inaugurated via an online event by Dr. Renu Swarup, Secretary, Department of Biotechnology and Department of Science and Technology. This is a first-of-its-kind facility in the country aiming to provide solutions to entrepreneurs and innovators alike to increase pilot-level production capacity that will help them bring products to the market faster.
These sort of facilities that have been set up today at C-CAMP were something which every researcher would look at towards the global Western ecosystem, and at times it used to be an envy to say, why can't we have these facilities here? When can we bring that ecosystem to the country? I mean, that was really the point. And today, these are state-of-art facilities where we can actually boast of an ecosystem which is at par with the global best.
This innovative microfab facility has been set up to provide design and prototyping support to medtech startups in developing low-cost, rapid and point-of-care medical device solutions with applicability in healthcare, both human and animal health. It will also collaborate in serological diagnostic equipment development, which could be a major boost to India's budding COVID-19 molecular diagnostics sector.
The organizations like C-CAMP, the Bangalore life sciences cluster have played such an important and critical role in this. This is one such group which has worked, and in fact, this medtech prototyping, the Fab Lab, is one of that larger ecosystem which they have built to help research to move through the translation phase to product development, commercialization.
The Center for Cellular and Molecular Platforms, or C-CAMP, is a Department of Biotechnology initiative and a member of the Bangalore Life Science Cluster. The center was established to enable cutting-edge research and innovation in the field of life sciences in 2009. C-CAMP has provided several state-of-the-art research, development and training platforms to bioscience, biotechnology, researchers and entrepreneurs. The new national facility will give a further fillip to this sector, making the nation stronger.
And now let's have a quick look at some other developments that have made news in the field of science and technology in our segment, Science Express.
A delegation from the European Union recently met the Union Minister of Science and Technology and Earth Sciences, Dr. Jitendra Singh, in New Delhi. India has bilateral and multilateral cooperation agreements with various countries in the field of science and technology. As part of this collaboration, the India-EU Science and Technology Agreement was recently renewed for the next 5 years. On this occasion, Dr. Jitendra Singh said that the aim of all scientific efforts is to bring ease into the daily life of the common man. During the meeting, the two sides also held discussions to increase cooperation in almost all areas, ranging from health and agriculture to artificial intelligence and the Blue Economy mission. There are currently 200 PhDs and 80 higher scholars from India undertaking scientific studies in the European Union. Under the latest agreement, new programs will be prepared to increase the number of scholars even further. A team of Indian researchers has created non-toxic activated carbon using tea and banana waste. This material may be useful in several applications, including industrial pollution control, water purification, food and beverage processing, and odor removal. This process, developed by the Guwahati-based Institute of Advanced Study in Science and Technology, an autonomous institute of the Department of Science and Technology, will be able to synthesize activated carbon without the use of toxic agents. Researchers have used extracts of the banana plant as an alternative activating agent to prepare activated carbon from tea waste. This is the first time that a plant material has been used as an activating agent. Tea was used as a precursor for the synthesis of active carbon. This also makes the quality of the activated carbon better compared to other carbon precursors. Scientists at the Raman Research Institute in Bangalore have discovered a new method to improve the transportation of fluids like chocolates, sauces and lotions. In the food processing industries, more viscous liquids are usually displaced by less viscous liquids during the process of passing liquids through pipelines. The flow of matter becomes easier when different liquids mix in the pipelines, but it creates instabilities leading to mixing of the liquids. The joint study funded by the Science and Engineering Research Board and the Raman Research Institute has found that such instability could be reduced by altering the viscosity of the displacing fluid and the concentration-based elasticity of the fluid being displaced. To reach this conclusion, the researchers used cornstarch, aqueous suspensions and glycerol water mixtures in their experiments. The conclusions of this research will be extremely useful in industries such as food processing, oil extraction and sugar refining. An international study conducted in collaboration with scientists at the Oregon State University has found that sunscreens containing zinc oxide lose their effectiveness and become toxic 2 hours after exposure to ultraviolet radiation of the sun. Sunscreens are generally believed to protect against UV radiation from the sun, but it was not known that some of the components used in them can be toxic when exposed to the UV rays. Inorganic compounds such as zinc oxide or titanium dioxide are major components in many sunscreens. The research team created 5 combinations of these active ingredients and UV filters from different sunscreens available in the US and Europe. In addition, mixtures containing less than the recommended amount of zinc oxide were also prepared and exposed to UV radiation for 2 hours. The toxicity analysis involved zebrafish, which share a remarkable similarity to humans at the molecular, genetic, and cellular levels, meaning many zebrafish studies are relevant to the people. The researchers found that the mixtures without zinc oxide did not harm the zebrafish in any way, whereas the ones containing zinc oxide particles were toxic.
And that is all in today's edition of Science Monitor. You can send us your feedback and suggestions through email. Our email ID is indiascience@vigyanprasar.gov.in. You can also write into us at Vigyan Prasar, A50, Sector 62, Noida, Uttar Pradesh 201309. So we'll take your leave now. See you again next week. Till then, stay safe and think scientifically. Bye for now.